Firstly, Shachar, I love that you have to go, all the way to Germany to find coexistence.
Well, it's true, actually. This is part of the story, actually, because Israelis managed to bond with other nationalities from the turbulent Middle East. It's something you won't be able to find here in the Middle East, and especially within Israeli borders. I don't think you could find an Israeli-Iranian friendship in this area, because Berlin is very welcoming, not only artistic-wise, but also in this very liberal open-mindedness of coexistence and dialogue. This is something that I think from its 70-year experience 70 years ago, it has now become, we've spoken to some experts on the matter, in fact, in Berlin, and they say it's, they wouldn't say it's a pacifist country, but these are people who are really trying to bring about peace and change
I really
to the world.
Well, when it comes to Berlin, because it's the city formerly divided.
Exactly.
The city formerly divided, East, West, and Germany, the whole
unification is part of is part of their motivation, and they try and bring it forward to
you feel
other.
It when you're there?
Absolutely, you absolutely feel it, and not only in this kind of initiative where you see artists just working together and combining together. We've got 3 Israelis here, 3 Iranians, and 1 German, just performing together and having a good time. But
that's a wonderful thing, even though it does start like that. That does sound like the beginning of a joke.
But it works. It works, and they're working well together. They consider themselves good friends, and they on the one hand leave politics aside.
Yeah, I
but
wanted
on
to
the
ask
other
you, how
hand,
do they deal with
well,
that?
they are a political statement in themselves,
in their essence.
and they do receive reactions from both sides. But as they say, it's mostly supportive reactions, and people want to see more of this. And they don't want to change politicians. They want to change the people, and they're trying to maybe in a naive sort of way, trying to call their people, the people and their audiences to go in their path. And what we saw there is more initiatives from within Germany to try and bring Israelis and other nationalities, namely Palestinians, together. For example, Cooking for Peace, which is an initiative to find a recipe for peace. It's a cooking class it tries to find similarities between the people, like food, and it actually works. First of all, the initiator is Siska Janssen. She's half Indonesian, half Dutch, living in Germany, and trying to bring peace between Israeli and Palestinians. It's like a multicultural melting pot, and I love that, and I think it's beautiful. And people actually came to this benefit, which we visited. It's a benefit for 600 families from the Parents Circle, Families Forum of Palestinians and Israelis who lost family members in the conflict, and all donations went to this program. So they're actually doing something about it. It's actually very much active.
No, it's amazing. They're actually doing more than people here in this region.
Absolutely, and what Siska told us is that she actually lost all faith in politicians, and she decided that she wanted to do something on her own and from her behalf to the people she wanted to help.
What a powerful line on this election season.
And and they're managing. Another initiative we met was Salam Shalom. This is in the neighborhood.
Peace.
Exactly, in Arabic and in Hebrew. This takes place in the neighborhood of Neukölln, which is a neighborhood once proclaimed by a rabbi no-go area for Israelis and Jews because of the high rate of Muslim population there. And this is a group of Muslims, of Jewish people, of other nationalities and religions sitting together, trying to not only talk peace, but also trying to bring about coexistence in this neighborhood and in Berlin in general. And once again, I asked them, don't you think this is a naive initiative? Don't you think you're like sitting in round tables and talking? What would this bring about?
Exactly.
But they believe they set an example. They believe that this is the way from the people, from the young people, many young people we met there, a sweet guy called Ido and a lovely Palestinian called Laila, sitting together, laughing, eating hummus in Azam Lebanese restaurant in the heart of Berlin, and and they say it's now a no-go area for racism and ethnic hatred. So they changed the entire perspective of no-go areas for Jews or Muslims to no racism, no hatred, and the more people are joining them, it's actually working.
No, first of all, it's always a pleasure to have you, but this is the type of story that after a morning of death, torture, destruction,
a bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
And as we're sitting in the Middle East, that doesn't seem to be, getting out of the quagmire that it lives in. It's wonderful, and the point goes to the point of, as you said, which is their line, that maybe we have to go back to the people rather than the politicians.
And once people truly believe this is possible, dialogue and coexistence are possible if we just speak about these things and put violence aside, it works.
No, definitely. Shachar Peled, such a pleasure to have you with us this morning. As always, of course, locked in.